Hello everyone, we are going to start the project using C, GCC, GDB, Linux to implement multiple data compression and encryption using iterative technique, wherein we'll be compress and encrypt the text files. Okay. The basis is every character in the file occupies 1 byte or 8 bits. We will compress every character in the file so as such that every character will occupy less than 8 bits in the file, thereby achieve compression. Okay. Now suppose there is a file. In this file we will store some information. Suppose we store EmbLogic slogan, innovation driven by intelligence and logic. So we have to compress this file. Let's also create a project directory that we have created in which we touch my file. My file is created and the size of the my file right now is 0. In this file we write innovation driven by intelligence and logic, and we will compress this file. In this file you have 44 characters. Okay, how we do this is, very first thing we have to do is we have to create an array, a master array, in which we'll open and read the file and create the master array like this. Master array. Our master array will hold so many characters, only the unique characters. Okay, and the characters which are unique are the characters that are fetched from the source file. Our source file is the file that you see at the top. From that file we'll fetch some characters and see that if these characters are unique, we will list that characters here. For example, I, next character is N, next innovation, INNOVATION, second is again N, but N is repeated this time, so it's not unique, so don't store it. Next is O, write it, V, A, T, I, but I is used, I is already there in the array, so it is not unique, don't list it again. T, I, O is again present here, and N is again present here. Then you have blank space. Then you have driven. So let's process driven now. D, R, I is already there, location 0. VEN, V is at 3. E, yes, E is the new character. N is already here, driven because you have blank space is at 6. BY, by, so you have by. Then you have blank space is at 6. Then intelligence, you have I, N, T, E, L, L, I, G, E, N, C, E, blank space, and you have A, N, D, blank space, logic, L, O, G, I, C, logic. That's it. You have 0 to 14, means total 15 characters in this file. 15 characters in the file. So this file contains 15 unique characters. 15 unique characters. Okay. This is the first thing we have to do. Why we have done this now? I told you every character in the file occupies 8 bits. Now the question is, why does every character in the file occupy 8 bit? Somebody try to answer this question. Why 8 bits only?
सर कैरेक्टर का साइज 8 बिट होता है ना?
क्यों होता है 8 बिट? अगर कैरेक्टर का साइज 1 बिट होता तो ये या तो 0 होता.
हेलो हेलो
यस अमरदीप.
सर एक्चुअली अगर मैं थोड़ा स्काई कोड पे जाऊं तो वो इट विल गो फ्रॉम 0 to 255. तो दैट्स
हाँ, स्काई कोड 0 to 255 जाता है. बिल्कुल सही. करेक्ट. कंटिन्यू.
सो सर इसका और एक कैर का साइज भी हमारा जो अगर हम उसको 8 बिट में लें तो इट विल आल्सो गो फ्रॉम 0 to 255. सो दैट्स व्हाई आवर कैरेक्टर every character in this is 1 byte.
You are very close to it, but you're not able to explain it properly.
Okay.
एक मिनट, कोई मिसिंग है इसमें. ओके. तो देखो इधर, अगर मान लो 1 बिट ही होती, एस्काई कोड, अभी अमरदीप ने बोला कि देयर इज समथिंग कॉल्ड एस्काई चार्ट. वेरी नाइस. करेक्ट. But ASCII chart, yeah, as he said, like ASCII code have 256 characters numbered 0 to 255. That means every character have a number associated with it. Okay. So because every character has a number associated with it, therefore there is going to be 256 numbers, isn't it? 256 numbers has to be allocated to each and every character in the file. Now these 256 numbers has to be represented in binary. Now that means you need 256 different binaries. Now for 256 binaries you will need a binary code of which length? Suppose, as in the first box you see that, suppose we take only 1 bit. That 1 bit could be either 0 or 1. So you will have only 2 combinations. Because you have only 2 combinations, therefore you can have only 2 character codes. So the only possible characters are 2 characters, maybe A and B. Another case, suppose you take 2 bits per character, then you can have these 2 bits as 0 0 or 0 1 or 1 0
1 1
or 1 1. So you can have only 4 characters, maybe A, B, C and D. Let's take the third case. Suppose you have 3 bits associated per character. So if you have 3 bits associated per character, then in that case you will have how many? This is 2 to power 1. Okay, I'll tell you that later. 3 bits. 3 bits will give you
8
up to 8 different codes. 0 0 0, 0 0 1, the next is 0 1 0, the next is 0 1 1, the next is 1 0 0,
1 1 0,
then 1 0
1 0 1,
1, then 1
1
1
1 0
0,
1 1 0.
then 1 1 1.
1 1.
So you can have up to
Hmm.
8 characters. 2 to power 3 is 8. Okay. Similarly, if you have 4 bits, 4 bits, so you'll have a 4 bit per character. If there are 4 bit per character, then you'll have 2 to power 4, that is 16 combinations. Then next is 1 0 0 0, then you have 1 0 0 1, then you have 1 0 1 0, then you have 1 0 1 1, then you have 1 1 0 0, then you have 1 1 0 1, then you have 1 1 1 0, and then you have 1 1 1 1. So you will have new codes, new characters. I, J, K, L, M, M, N, O, P. You see, 2 to power 4 is 16. So here you have only 2 codes. 2 codes, because 2 to power 1 is equal to 2. 1 is number of bits, 1 bit. Here you have 4 codes, because 2 to power 2 is equal to 4. Here you have 2 bits per character. Here you have 8 combinations, means 3 bits. 2 to power 3 is equal to 8. So 3 bits per character. Here it gives 16 codes, because 2 to power 4 is equal to 16. So because it is 4 bits per code. So you have 8 bits per character in file IO, because you have to give 256 codes, and every character in the sky chart have a code. There are 256 different codes in the sky chart, so you have to give 256 codes. So you need something 2 to power, when you make it 2 to power 5, will give you 32 codes. 2 to power 6 will give you 64 codes. 2 to power 7 will give you 128 codes, and it is 2 to power 8 that gives you 256 codes. So therefore there is 8 bits per character. Okay. Now what we do is this. Because of this concept, that I gave you just now, you had to have 256 different codes. Therefore the code length for every character is 8 bits. Okay. Based on that, watch these questions. Does our files have all the 256 characters? Answer my question. The files that you use in normal day-to-day task, does your file have all 256 characters?
No, sir.
No. The answer is no. Then why are we using character codes for 256 characters unnecessarily? So what we will do is, we will check the number of unique codes that we have in our own file, हमारी जिस फाइल की को हम कंसिडर्ड जिस फाइल की बात कर रहे हैं, क्या उस फाइल में कितने यूनिक कैरेक्टर हैं। मैंने ऊपर फाइल बनाई अभी, तो उसमें से तो 0 to 14 15 यूनिक कैरेक्टर्स ही निकले बस, isn't it? So सिर्फ 15 यूनिक कैरेक्टर्स थे और मैं कोड यूज़ कर रहा हूँ 256 यूनिक कैरेक्टर्स के लिए, तो वी आर वेस्टिंग अ लॉट ऑफ स्पेस. So we will check the number of unique codes that we have in our own file. For the number of unique characters in the file, we will find the code length. हम find करेंगे कि हमारी फाइल में कितने यूनिक कैरेक्टर्स हैं. How many unique characters we have in this file, we'll find out that. Then depending on the number of unique characters in our file, we will determine the code length that we need for our input file. That is how many bits are required to give code unique code to characters in our file. ये हमने फाइंड आउट करना है ना. उसके बाद we will discard ASCII codes and write our own codes for our own fewer characters, which will definitely less than less than 8 bits. समझ में आया कि हमने करना क्या है अपने प्रोजेक्ट में?
यस सर.
यस सर.
यस सर.
वेरी गुड. तो अब हम देखेंगे कि पॉसिबल कोड्स क्या है. पॉसिबल compressed codes will be of these lengths. जो compressed code बनाएंगे 8 बिट से छोटा ही होगा. ठीक है. कितने बिट का होगा पर कैरेक्टर? 2 बिट्स, 3 बिट्स, 4 बिट, 5 बिट, 6 बिट, 7 बिट. 2 बिट मतलब small b means bit, upper big B means byte. 2 bits मतलब up to 3 कैरेक्टर्स. हालांकि 4 हो सकते थे, लेकिन हम 4 एक कैरेक्टर छोड़ के चलेंगे.
ब्लैंक
नहीं, उसको नहीं काउंट, वो भी कैरेक्टर काउंट होगा. उसको हम छोड़ के क्यों चलेंगे? क्योंकि उसको हम एंड ऑफ फाइल कैरेक्टर बनाएंगे. ठीक है ना. इसका हो गया मतलब 3 bit. 2 to power 3 is 8 up to 7 characters. This will be up to 15 characters. This will be up to 31 characters. This will be up to 63 characters. अगर 127 characters आया तो हम 7 bit का कोड भी ले सकते हैं. Okay, so these are the various possibilities. All of you get that?
यस सर.
तो ये करना है. हमारे कैरेक्टर का कोड जो कि नॉर्मली 8 बिट है, उसको हम कंप्रेस कर देंगे या 2 बिट या 3 बिट या 4 बिट या 5 बिट या 6 बिट या 7 बिट, डिपेंडिंग ऑन नंबर ऑफ यूनिक कैरेक्टर्स इन आवर फाइल. तो ये हमने करना है, ठीक है। अब इसे हम बनाना शुरू करेंगे। तो शुरुआत कुछ ऐसे करेंगे, कुछ फंक्शंस लिखेंगे।
बट सर इसमें तो दिक्कत हो जाएगी, हमें ज़्यादा कैरेक्टर लेने पड़ेंगे, मतलब 31 लेने पड़ेंगे, क्योंकि हमारे कैरेक्टर 15 हैं
हाँ,
और आप /0 को भी, एंड ऑफ स्ट्रिंग को भी ले रहे हैं।
नहीं, एंड ऑफ स्ट्रिंग को नहीं ले रहा, एंड ऑफ फाइल को ले रहा।
हाँ सर, एंड ऑफ फाइल को लेना है, तो फिर 2 की पावर 5 हो जाएगी, तो
नहीं,
31 होगा।
तो एक कैरेक्टर और बढ़ जाएगा, 0 to 15 हो जाएंगे, मतलब टोटल 16 कैरेक्टर हो जाएंगे। 16 कैरेक्टर तो चलेगा ना, है ना। फंक्शंस लिखने होंगे कुछ। सबसे पहले तो मेन फंक्शन होगा हमारा, फिर एक मेन्यू फंक्शन होगा, है ना। फिर उसके बाद क्रिएट मास्टर है, ये जो मास्टर है बना हुआ ना, ये क्रिएट मास्टर है फंक्शन होगा। क्रिएट मास्टर के अंदर हम फाइल ओपन करेंगे, उसे कैरेक्टर्स रीड करेंगे और मास्टर बनाएंगे। तो एक ओपन फाइल फंक्शन भी होगा, ठीक है। जो ओपन फाइल फंक्शन ओपन करके क्रिएट मास्टर एरे में हम
यूनिक,
जब हम फंक्शन बनाएंगे तो एक यूनिक फंक्शंस भी होंगे, जिससे हम पता करेंगे कि क्या ये कैरेक्टर यूनिक है या नहीं है। तो ये फंक्शंस हमने शुरू में बनाने हैं, जहाँ से मेरे को हमें अभी तक समझ में आ रही है, बाकी देखेंगे, ठीक है। और यूनिक कैरेक्टर से फाइंड होगा तो उससे कोड लेंथ फंक्शन भी बनाएंगे, फाइंड करेंगे कि इतने यूनिक कैरेक्टर के लिए क्या कोड लेंथ होती है ना। तो जब कोड लेंथ पता चल जाएगा तो उसके बाद फिर हम कंप्रेशन स्टार्ट करेंगे, ठीक है ना। तो शुरू करें काम।
यस सर।
उससे पहले
Yes,
कोई डाउट
yes,
है
sir.
किसी को तो पूछ लो।
Yes.
सी दिस इज योर प्रोजेक्ट। अगर आपके रिज्यूमे में प्रोजेक्ट है तो सी के डिस्कशन की जगह प्रोजेक्ट डिस्कशन हो जाएगा। अगर प्रोजेक्ट नहीं है तो सी का डिस्कशन होगा, उसमें तो आपको धो के प्यार करेगा इंटरव्यू लेने वाला, है ना। तो जब तक प्रोजेक्ट नहीं है तब तक तो कोई रिज्यूमे आपका फ़िल्टर भी नहीं होगा, कोई आपका रिज्यूमे सेलेक्ट नहीं करेगा और आपको फ्रेशर बोल के आपके रिज्यूमे से पहले तो पेपर रिज्यूमे होते थे, अभी तो चलो मेल में रिज्यूमे जाते हैं। पहले पेपर रिज्यूमे हुए करते थे, तो सारे रिज्यूमे जितने आते थे कंपनी में बाय पोस्ट, उन सारे रिज्यूमे को इकट्ठा करके कैंटीन में लगा दिया जाता था, जिससे कि सारे लंच करने के बाद हाथ पोंछते थे वॉश बेसिन के बगल में। और ये मैं सच कह रहा हूँ, ऐसा होता था। तो आजकल सबको रिसाइकिल बिन में या फिर ब्लॉक लिस्ट में, स्पैम लिस्ट में डाल देते हैं कि ये फेक रिज्यूमे है, ठीक है ना। तो अब ऐसा होने के लिए प्रोजेक्ट दिखना ज़रूरी है कि आपका रिज्यूमे फ़िल्टर हो। और सेकंड थिंग दैट द प्रोजेक्ट एंड द रिज्यूमे एवरीथिंग इज़ जेन्युइन, नॉट फेक, ऐसे ही लिखने दिया। तो वो फाइनल करने के लिए, जानने के लिए दे विल सर्च ऑन द इंटरनेट, लिटिल रिसर्च बिफोर कॉलिंग यू, क्योंकि nobody call like to call and waste time and find a fake person across the phone. So छोटा सा रिसर्च होना ज़रूरी है before your resume could be placed before the manager to consider you. The HR needs some masala कि why fresher. So the HR should have some dump masala. See this discussion. This person was involved in project discussion in a team, not as a freelancer, in a team actually, and that is what everybody looks for. So therefore it is very important for all of you to work on this.
Sir,
Yes, who's that?
sir, as at sir, previous one, the index 5, should here not be a blank space, blank at 10, index 10?
Blank space has already been considered at location 6.
Okay.
It will not be reconsidered in the master array. It's array of unique characters.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so let's begin. Let me open a few tabs for this. So very first thing, headers.h, in which some headers we need as usual. stdio.h,
stdlib.h.
stdlib.h, which you need for exit function. Then you have to do file IO. For that you need
Function control.
fcntl.h. Very good. Any other file?
String.h for
string.h.
Close. unistd.h for close. And why do you need string.h?
to get the file name from the user.
Yes sir,
Very
file
good.
name tool.
string.h. चलो इतना तो bare minimum देखते हैं. Then another file you will need is declarations.h, in which you will keep some function names, function declarations. So the functions that we are going to use is in main menu function. Then क्या था? Create master
Open.
function. Create master function, and before that open file function. Very good. Then what else?
Compression statics. Code
Unique function. Then code length. कोड लेंथ फंक्शन. मेरा कोड कॉपी मत करना, कोई फायदा नहीं मिलेगा, ना पैसा मिलेगा. खुद का लिखना. ओके. देन वी स्टार्ट अवर प्रोजेक्ट नाउ. main.c. include both the files, headers.h. then you'll have declarations.h. then you have the main function started, printf, backslash n. You print the function name, begin, and end, return 0. Done. Now, have I told you about RCS? Yes, no?
revision control system.
No sir.
Yes, sir.
No sir. Yes sir.
Doesn't.
No sir.
No sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
So what we will do is we will do RCS. RCS stands for revision control system. RCS will capture each and every track, each and every changes that you've done to your program. Okay. So we will use RCS also like this. Very first thing we should do is what is this? ये मैंने main.c कहाँ लिख डाला? Oh, I wrote it in wrong directory actually. What first we should write a make file. We are going to use the make file like this. bin bash. We are going to use C compiler, and the C compiler we are going to use is GCC. We are going to use some C flags also, and the C flags we are going to use is -C, -warning all to be enabled, -W extra also. W extra will enable the warnings coming from the libraries used in your code like printf, scanf. Now we'll create a target called multiple data compression and encryption using iterative technique, which will be created from main.c. अभी तो एक ही फाइल है. Okay. The rule is we have to use the compiler $command and the flag is -o. We have to create multiple data compression and encryption using iterative technique, which will be created from main.o. This will also be .o, and the main.o will be created from main.c headers.h and declarations.h, and it will be created like this by using the C compiler, by using the C flags applied to main.c. Then you use the clean label. The clean label will say ignore errors, remove all the header files or object files, ignore errors, remove multiple data compression and encryption using iterative techniques file. ये छोटी सी मेक फाइल बन गई हमारी, जो कि रेडी है. ठीक है, चेक भी कर ली, एवरीथिंग इज फाइन, है ना. नाउ विल राइट टेस्ट फाइल स्क्रिप्ट, टेस्ट स्क्रिप्ट which will test our program. How will it test? By writing a function build project function, and this function will execute like this. पहले इस टेस्ट फाइल को execute permission दे देते हैं. Okay, if you lose track of what I'm doing, ping me immediately. Read, before reading give -n1, only one characters will be read, but before reading give the prompt, and the prompt is do you want to build project, say yes or no. If the value stored in the reply variable is equal to yes, then you will build your program. How will you build your program? By giving make command, which may succeed or failed. If it succeeds, then you will say echo build successful. Else you will say echo build failed, and there must be some error associated with it, and you will also say read so that your script stops here and you see the build failed error. Yes, somebody was asking doubt. Who was that?
सर अमरदीप.
Yes, tell me.
सर एक्चुअली मुझे कुछ समझ में नहीं आया, ये स्क्रिप्ट फाइल आपने कैसे बनाई है.
आपकी शेल स्क्रिप्टिंग की किसी की कोई क्लास नहीं हुई?
सर मेरी तो नहीं हुई है.
और किसकी नहीं हुई है?
सर वन इज दीपक ऑल्सो.
कौन दीपक?
सर ही इज ऑल्सो फ्रॉम आवर बैच.
So we have created a function just like a function in C, which will say do you want to build project, yes, no. If yes, then execute the make file that you have written just now and say build successful, otherwise no. So this function we'll also write one more function, menu function, which will display the main. No, let's not do it. We will let's call this function build project. Function will be called from here, isn't it? And if everything goes fine, then the project will be built, and if the project is built successfully, then you will be able to run this program. Let's see how it works. Here is our script, test script. We'll run the test script, which will run the make file. Do you want to build project? Yes. Build successful. Build properly, isn't it? There is more to it. I want to put source code tracking. So source code tracking is done using check-in. You'll do check-in. Check-in means there is a RCS engine which keeps track of every change that you do in your file. Okay, so right now we have two header files, headers.h and check-in. declarations.h, which will be checked in, and we have another file which is called main.c check-in. Like you check into hotel, similarly you check in into RCS, where all the three files will be check in, and will be put into RCS engine for revision control system, that is tracking each and every changes that you have done inside your file. Then when you do check in, then what happens? See, I'll show you. Let me run this test script. Test, enter. Oh, it is doing check-in for headers.h. And when it was doing check-in for headers.h, what happened? See, headers.h check-in inside version control file. So it is pushing the headers.h inside the version control file. So there is something called RCS, which stands for
revision control system.
Revision control system. No project in this world is done without our revision control system. There are two types of revision control system, RCS and CVS. RCS is used to manage projects that are on one system, whereas CVS is used to manage projects which are spread on multiple systems. Okay, it will keep track of each and every change that you will do in your program. So when you give the command like this, CI commands will check in your source code file in the RCS engine. It will check in into your program into RCS, and that's what we have done. When you do check in, then it gives you like this. So when we have done given the command for check-in into your header.file. Okay, so what is it giving here? It says when we give the command like this, we have given a command like this. So when we give the command check-in headers.h, okay, then it is checking in the headers.h file into the headers.h comma v file, means version control file. Comma v means version control file. H comma v means version control file. Okay, so what is happening in this line is headers.h is checking in the RCS file. Your headers.h is going inside RCS file. This is called RCS prompt. Okay, where you have to insert comments about what have you done. जो भी काम किया है उसके बारे में कमेंट्स डालने हैं यहाँ पे. ओके, खुद कह भी रहा है. एंटर डिस्क्रिप्शन terminated by a single dot when you don't want to give anything more. For example, this is the main file for project called multiple data compression and encryption using iterative technique. Okay, और क्या किया इसमें? Just implemented a main function और कुछ नहीं किया. नहीं, ये तो हेडर फाइल है। ओहो, ये तो headers डॉट एच है ना, तो सारे गलत कमेंट दे दिए। कंट्रोल सी, कंट्रोल सी, कंट्रोल सी, कंट्रोल सी। बना तो नहीं अभी? नहीं बना, बच गया। चलो फिर से टेस्ट। headers डॉट एच, दिस इज द headers file that will contain all the .h files included stdio.h, stdlib.h,
function control.h,
fcntl.h,
unistd.h,
fcntl,
string,
fcntl.h, then
and
unistd.h
string.h.
and string.h. Dot, single dot means end of description. जैसे ही मैंने end of description किया, it had created an initial revision, software revision number 1.1 for our file. Okay, so this is how you will give a description. Now, this is now modified. This is the complete thing. So these are the entered comments that you have given. Description about what you have done, and this dot means end of description. Okay, so this is the 1.1, the initial software version for your file headers.h. Okay, similarly you have another declarations.h. So again enter description. This header file would contain declarations for would contain declarations for all the functions and other data structures. Right now declared, we declared, just hold on. Till now we have declared what?
Main open file.
Did we declare anything? Oh, these are the things we have declared already.
Main menu open file at create.
Main menu, open file, then
Create master array. Unique
and
code length.
very good. Done. Okay. Then you have your main file. sorry, given the wrong comments in here. So we'll give the correct comments here. It'll be like this in our program now throughout. This is the main source file for our project, that is multiple data. Okay, just implemented main function. That's okay. Do you want to build project? Yes. Build successful. There is your project. TEST test. No, MDCAUIT. Run it. Main begin, main end. That's all. इतना ही किया आज. So the main emphasis right now is on creating your make file and then creating the test script, okay, in which you RCS and then build the project. Okay, all of you come till this point, do it. We will continue our discussion on this project tomorrow and complete it. Okay, so that's all I got for you today.